Zen Madman here with hand of the day number 5, pocket 7s in the small blind. It is going to fold to me. I make it 6. I get 3-bet, and I'm going to call. It's a slightly larger 3-bet sizing. It's like 3 2/3 X of my 3X. So perhaps I can mix this. It might get the full Neapolitan even, where a 4-bet occasionally is good. Folding might not be out of the question, but mostly I think this is going to be a call. We take a flop. It's not a very good one. Yeah, I've got 2 pair. Cool. Kings, we're both going to have some in our range, right? When I check this, I don't really expect them to be range betting here. Like, they do go ahead and bet, though, but they bet this quarter pot bet, which, you know, exploitatively, like, I kind of want to attack that, right? Maybe like a 10. I feel like ace, queen, ace, jack, queen, jack, queen, 9, jack, 9. All of these are straight draws they could have, and maybe even just some junky hands that they're just like, I'll take one shot for quarter pot, see if I can get a fold. I do go ahead and call. I do have 2 pair, and, you know, if this checks down, also, if I bink a 7 and they have like king, queen, or ace, king or something, I can make some money, right? I mean, we've got like the 20, it's like 25, 27 to 1 in terms of the odds on this bet, potential implied odds. Of course, if they want to stack off with me, maybe it's because they flopped quads or king 10 or something like that. So that would be pretty gross. The ace on the turn is not good. I mean, like, I could consider turning my hand into a bluff to get like a 10 to fold, but that doesn't seem very attractive. I am very worried that now they're going to have a lot of ace X themselves. I check, they check it back, and the river's a 3, and I feel like I'm not going to get a lot of folds here. So I just go ahead and check. I do have showdown value as well. Like, I'm beating hands like queen 9 and jack 9 and 6s, 5s, 4s, 2s, not 3s anymore. And they check it back, and they turn up with 10-8 offsuit, which is not a hand that I expected them to have. Maybe it's okay as an occasional 3-bet. You know, they win the pot. And let's take a look at what GTO Base has to say. In today's video, I'm not going to go into as much detail in terms of how this program functions. If you want to check that out, the video pointed to right here. I'm physically pointing, but you can't see me. I talk about it a little bit more, and either that's hand of the day number 4, or it's a full tutorial that I have made since making this video. All right, so this is my range when it gets to me in the small blind. I'm supposed to raise or call all of those hands in blue and yellow, and just pure fold all the red ones. And there are a few kind of Neapolitans, which is a mix between the 3 colors, but I'm going to raise my pocket 7s, which I'm doing most of the time. And then we will see that 10-8 suited actually is a very reasonable 3-bet for them. Now, they used a larger sizing than the solver uses here, so they might raise less. They might even start folding 10-8 off sometimes, I'm not sure, but no, probably not. They probably just raise it less. I don't know. Anyway, they do raise with a very mixed thing. They use a lot of those offsuit hands because if they get 4-bet, they lose nothing. I was wrong about 7s. I was correct in how I played them. I am supposed to call them, but I'm supposed to call them pure, right? All these pocket pairs, deuces through 9s, we're just calling all of those. We're calling all these big suited cards, and then we're 3-betting some, you know, weaker things that we don't, or 4-betting rather, as bluffs, some weaker suited aces and kings, and some of these kind of like other things, and weaker suited aces, which I presume we can fold to a 4-bet, whereas like jacks plus, ace queen suited, ace king off, and pocket 10s are going to call when they 4-bet. Let's just look at that. I mean, when they 5-bet jam, right? Let's just fast forward to, let's say, yeah, and 10-8 off, of course, is, you know, all this junk is folding when they get 4-bet. But if they jam, I'm going to call, I think 10s plus, yeah, ace queen suited, ace king off, and a little bit of ace queen. I mean, ace queen suited, ace king off, and a little bit of ace queen off. Right, so that's just a little bit of a, you know, how the solver likes to play blinds. Let's go back to the disclaimer that basically, when we're looking at solved solutions like this, the goal is not to be like, oh, how should I have played the hand? No, the goal is to understand the framework behind what hands we should be playing and how we should be playing those hands if we are trying to play an equilibrium solution, which would be unexploitable. However, we're not going to play that solution perfectly, and our opponents certainly are not playing that solution perfectly themselves. So we want to use that framework as a way of understanding how our opponents are deviating from that, and then how we can go about counter-exploiting those deviations. All right, off the soapbox. So I played my full range for a check on this board. Makes a lot of sense. They are going to have, I guess, more king X than I do, or just an overall stronger range. They've got all these jacks through aces. I do have a good amount of suited kings, especially broadways, and then some offsuit kings as well. So, and then bottom boat, right? Tens full. So I flop a good amount here. I think they probably can't use a large bet sizing all the time. Let's see whether this quarter pot is what the solver wants, or are they using, is third pot their option here? Yeah, so they can bet 6 or they can bet 9. So quarter pot is not a thing in this solution. That doesn't mean it's not a good option. It's just not what GTO Base uses, right? The solver can only use the sizes that you give it. So they've given it third pot, half pot, and 3/4 pot, actually. They don't even have any overbet sizes. So we can see the solver basically wants to use this third pot with range. So when our opponent bets quarter pot, we can imagine they're probably doing that with range. I do think sevens are going to be a call. It might be close, but we're going to have a lot of other junk that we can just fold. I think for this size, we get to see the turn. It is close, right? It's like, I mean, it's plus EV to call. So folding is, it's actually not close between folding and calling. The fold and raise are like the opposite as they are in PO solver, so it takes a little while to get used to it. So yeah, this is actually just a pure continue. It's not that close. It's worth like 35 cents to continue. So I continue with a call, and then the turn is this ace of spades, which may or may not have actually put a flush draw, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. I am checking range here. I'm not supposed to just suddenly start leading out, except like a tiny fragment of king X. And with their 10-8 off, they are supposed to check it back. They were basically range betting flop, so we don't really need to investigate how much they're betting 10-8. Like, they're basically just betting it here. So this is going to go check, check with our actual hands. They are going to keep betting a lot of these gut shots, some of these hands that are like blocking straights, a lot of king X, although they check some kings now as well. Some trips are getting checked. And then some of the ace, like a good ace, like ace, queen, ace, jack is betting. And then ace 5 down through ace 3, that's interesting. But like ace 9 and ace 8 are checking. Probably because ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 are unblocking hands like 10-9, 10-8, whereas a hand like ace-9, ace-8, that's maybe blocking hands that we want to get value from. I'm not sure. So it goes check, check, and I think the river's probably going to be pretty simple, right? It's a 3. I do believe I'm supposed to check. This might be one of my worst hands that I'm going to hold at this point, though. So yeah, the solver doesn't mind bluffing here a little bit. If we do bluff, we want to go full pot. I mean, that has to be a bluff, right? We're betting tons of king X. We're betting some of our ace X and checking some of it. And the straights, we're actually doing a lot of check raising, I guess, going for a check raise there. And our primary bluffs, you know, I had the right idea with the sevens, but they're just a little too good, right? 6s, 4s, 3s, 2s, which I was thinking maybe I fold pre, which I think we do fold a little pre, maybe not. Maybe we just were calling those pre. But like, these are going to be our bluffs, really. And it's just like, yeah, use whatever sizing. So I check, and I think they're going to check back at 10. Yeah, they're supposed to check back all these 10s, except for like ace 10, right? All these ace X. A bunch of them are betting. Some of them are actually checking now. So it looks like they played the hand pretty good. I played the hand pretty good. And, you know, 10-8 beat pocket sevens. It's basically a flip pre. As ugly as 10-8 offsuit looks, it's like it's basically 50-50 with pocket sevens. I mean, it's not quite 50-50. I'm a slight favorite. But yeah, so that's the hand. Hit like and subscribe, and tune in next time. And stay tuned for some more explicitly instructional videos. Cheers.